Live with CDP Sports Talk, a weekly sports and entertainment podcast sponsored by Barry Cullen Chevrolet. Live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. And on audio via Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Radio Public, and TuneIn. Now, here's your host, Chris Palme.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Season 7, Episode 11 of Live with CDP Sports Talk, sponsored by Barry Cullen Chevrolet dealership here in Guelph at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall. Check out barrycullen.com for the newest selection of new and pre-owned GM vehicles, or give them a call at 519-824-0210, or email them at info@barrycullen.com. Live with CDP Sports Talk is on weeknights from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern on radio station WQEE 99.1 FM in Metro Atlanta, the home of Southern Talk and Sports. Good afternoon, everybody, on this Tuesday, December 5th, 2023. I apologize if you hear any background noise. I have a contractor doing a little work in one of my bedrooms upstairs, actually putting in new wood flooring. So I apologize for that. This was the only day he could come and do it. So hopefully it won't affect our show too much. I'm looking forward to my guest today. This is her first time on my show, and her name is Breyana Wright. She is a personal brand stylist, certified image consultant with her own company out of Nashville, Tennessee, called Styled by Breyana. And looking forward to talking to Breyana about how important it is to dress for success in the business world nowadays. Good afternoon, Breyana. How you doing?
I am doing well. I am happy to be here.
Well, thank you so much. And again, I do apologize for our little background noise with the contractor upstairs.
It is fine. How are you?
So, I am doing okay on this December 5th. What happened to June, July, and August, by the way?
Oh my goodness. It went too fast. That's what happened.
Yeah, it just seems like the older I get, it's somebody's taking the converter and hitting the fast forward button.
Exactly. It's just like, I can't believe 2024 is like a couple weeks away. It's crazy.
I'm still living in the 80s and 90s.
I haven't caught up either.
I still sometimes dress like the 1980s. So, but hey, I was going to say, you're out of Nashville, Tennessee. How is things down there, and how's the weather down there?
Well, if you've ever been to Nashville, you know that the weather is crazy. So today, like, it's kind of, I wouldn't say warm, but like you don't need a lot of layers today. And we're in December. So I don't know, a cold front can hit at any point.
Do you guys get a little bit of snow down there too, occasionally?
The last 3 years we have, and it's been crazy because like when we get snow here, it's not like Chicago or New York or things like that. Everybody like panics. So it's like everybody's rushing to the store, like everybody doesn't want to leave the house. So I don't know. We're hoping for snow. So
yeah, we had a little bit here, but I'm only about 2 hours from Buffalo, and they usually get dumped on. But where I live, we get a little bit of snow, but not like we used to. So I find global warming has affected the weather here over the years as well. Our winters aren't so severe like they used to be.
Okay.
So we have our 4 seasons. I've never been to Nashville, Tennessee, so you'll have to tell me more about Nashville, Tennessee someday.
I'd be happy to, and I will prepare you for the weather. Like, it's crazy. 1 minute you're wearing a polo, the next you're wearing a turtleneck.
Absolutely. Hey, I know this is non-sports today, but since I have you on here, are you a fan of the Predators and the Tennessee Titans?
You know, I am not a Titans fan. They lose too much for me. But Predators, I do want to go to a game. I do.
Hockey's a lot of fun, and I do camera work too, and it's just so hard to follow that black puck on the white ice because the speed of the game, it's just amazing.
You know what? I was thinking about that. I heard it's an aggressive sport too.
It's not like it used to be back in the 70s and 80s. They had these guys called goons, and their job was just to fight and stuff like that. So it's a lot more skilled, it's a lot more skill and athleticism than it was back in the 70s and 80s. I know I'm dating myself.
No, you're fine.
I'm old as Santa Claus.
As long as you have your youthful look, that's all that matters.
To be honest, I've actually played Santa Claus twice
Really?
for the Humane Society here. Yeah, I'll have to send you a picture of me as Saint Nick or Saint Chris.
Seriously, you have to send me that.
Yes, I've done it. I did it for a fundraiser for the local Humane Society here. So I had cats and dogs sitting on my lap all day getting their pictures with Santa paws.
That's adorable. So adorable.
Definitely. But anyways, to get back to you, I want to say thank you so much, Breyana, for coming on here today. And you're my first certified wardrobe stylist and personal shopper and image consultant on here. I hope my opening promo for you was good.
It was. It was. I liked it.
All right. Well, my first question for you is, can you tell my audience a little bit about yourself?
Yes. So my name is Breyana Wright, and I am a certified wardrobe stylist. I work with men and I work with women, and I do this through virtual services. So I work with people all over the US, and I help them to build their brand image so that they can look their very best in their career and so that they can just maximize their influence and their income.
Have you worked with anybody from Canada yet?
No, I have not. I have not worked with anybody from Canada yet.
Okay, I guess I could be number one.
I'm side-eyeing you, Chris.
I could, sorry?
I'm side-eyeing you, Chris. Maybe you'll be the first one.
Okay, deal. Now you said all across the states. How many states have you worked with people across so far?
Oh my goodness. Woo. Wow. I never even counted, but if I had to take a guess, I think it'd probably be easily over 10.
Wow. And you know what? The one great thing, everybody always talks about the negatives about social media and the internet. Well, you know what? I wouldn't be able to do this show without this technology. And I'm assuming same with your business as well. It really does shrink the world down being on the internet and being able to do like a radio show or in your case, your business company.
That is true. Honestly, like the internet and social media has been amazing for my business. I don't travel a lot, usually by choice, but when I'm working with my clients, like it feels like I'm traveling, like I get to visit these places because they tell me so many things about the areas that they're in, and it's just a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. And this is going to be your 8th year, I guess, coming up?
Yes, my 8th year in January of
Wow.
2024.
When you started up your business 8 years ago, was it easy to come up with a name? Or did you have somebody kind of give you help with the names?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so funny story. So it was, I really didn't know anything about coming up with a name. It was not Styled by Breyana in the beginning. I can't believe I'm about to share this embarrassing thing, but here we go. So when I created my business 8 years ago, I didn't want to be a business owner. I didn't have a desire to be a business owner, but that was ultimately the path that I took. So I was like, oh my goodness, I need a name because I started out as a boutique. So I was like, well, you got to have my stuff. So I called it Gotta Have That Boutique. And I thought it was catchy at the time, but no, it wasn't. So then I rebranded to Styled by Breyana, and it flowed perfectly. It was me because one of the unique things about my brand is, although it is my business, it is me as well. So it just fit and it stuck, and I love it.
Did you have any mentor or mentors or influences that helped you start up your own business, like the boutique first and then Styled by Breyana?
I had no one. I figured everything out on my own. But as I started to grow as a business owner, I did meet people, amazing people, who were also business owners who were able to like give me tips and like kind of help me out with things. So yeah, but I never had like a formal mentor that, I paid money or sat with.
So you're basically a self-taught entrepreneur, sort of like myself as well. I just waited until I was 47 to figure out what I wanted to do in life. When I was in my 20s and 30s, I just didn't know what I wanted to do. And I was
Mhm.
just happy doing corporate security, making my money. But you know what? This is what I have a passion for. I like hearing people's stories. And that's why I love doing this show.
This show's awesome. And I'm so happy that you found something that you love and are passionate about because, it doesn't matter when you start, as long as you start.
And as long as you finish, yeah, it's not where you start, it's how you finish. And I was gonna say, what were some challenges, Brianna, early up starting up your own business?
Ooh, good question. Um, I think the toughest part of starting my specific business is like the clients. It was pretty It happened pretty easy for me, but it could still be a challenging thing because, there are other stylists who have been in the game for many, many years. And in the styling world, like when you go to a stylist, you typically stay with that stylist like for life. So it's just like, oh, so you have people with their set stylists and stuff like that. So it can get hard making a name for yourself, but you have to find unique ways to stand out and market yourself and things like that.
How competitive is the industry?
Oh, it's super competitive. Like, it is super competitive because styling is one of those things where you don't have to have a formal trade. So anybody can go on here and say, I'm a stylist, and they're not necessarily wrong. And, we have that aspect of things. So now a lot of scammer stylists are coming and they're scamming people out of their money. So it's hurting like stylists who actually are certified like me and things like that. And then on top of that, on the other side of the coin, you have stylists who have been in the game and they're pretty well known or they have a pretty good client base. So it's like it doesn't really leave a lot of room for like stylists who aren't known or are getting their foot in the door.
I have to ask you this. I was reading this on your bio. What is a CPS, and how important is it to be certified to give your business more credibility?
Oh, good question. So CPS is certified personal stylist and
Okay.
also for me, certified personal shopper. Um, and to certifications, I would recommend them because it makes you stand out. And you get that more in-depth training. So it's one thing to do your own research and be self-taught, but it's a whole other thing to actually learn the material and practice hands-on and, be able to be put into situations that you'll go through with real life clients.
Have you always been into fashion, and that is that what got your passion into this?
Yes, yes, I have always been into fashion. I was not good at fashion early on, and when I first started liking it, I knew that when I was in middle school, I did want to dress nice like the other girls, but my mom, she would always like pick out my clothes and stuff like that, so I never really had to. So one day I was like, "Mom, like I want to pick out my own clothes and like dress like the girls and stuff," and I did. And I didn't look like how my mom would dress me. So, they called it out and I was like, wow, I guess I really don't know how to dress. So from that point on, I was like, I'm going to learn how to dress. So I literally started like looking at fashion magazines and fashion blogs and all of that stuff. And I was like, I will never not know how to dress anymore. And that kind of sparked like my passion and love for fashion. And that's how I got involved into it. And then when I was about 16, I started selling clothes. And then
Wow,
I
really?
started, yeah, I did. I was selling clothes out of my own closet that I didn't want anymore. So that kind of started it for me. And then at the age of like 18, 19, I started going into the business world.
Wow. This isn't your typical 8 to 4 job. And also with this job, it's sort of like mine as well. You have to have people skills and an ability to connect with people. And everyone that you have as a client has their needs and what they like.
That is true.
What would you tell somebody that's never had, obviously a certified wardrobe stylist at what you're doing, Brianna? And what are some points that you can offer these people that are interested, that are watching this live stream or listening to it on audio platforms?
If you're interested in a stylist, it is really important that you do some research. You have to do your homework because, like I said at first, there's a lot of stylists who are just coming on here saying, I'm stylist, and you don't want your money taken. So I would recommend looking for a stylist, a couple stylist profiles that you like. Usually you can find them on Instagram, and you can see their work. If you feel like you connect with their work or connect with them or they style in the way that you like, I would recommend making a list and probably choosing between 3 stylists, and then maybe like do a consultation with them and see like, are me and this person connecting? Like, do they get my vision? What can they do for me? And like kind of keep those things in the back of your mind. And then you can kind of figure out like, yes, I want to work with this person. No, I don't want to work with this person. And then you can just kind of rinse and repeat and find a stylist that way.
What do you love the most about this? And what are some of, if there is any, what are some of the hardest aspects of this, if there is any?
Of finding a stylist,
Of the being in this industry?
being in this industry. Hmm. I would say probably the hardest part would be transitioning the client. So many times when people come as a client, you know, they may have had a bad experience with another stylist or they're just settled into their routine of doing things. So getting them to see the bigger picture and, kind of change their shopping habits and the way that they dress, that can be hard because, how we dress every day, it's a part of us. Like it's a routine. We don't want to break from it. So it's just like to have a stylist come in and tell you, like, you probably need to change this, or you probably need to do this better, or start doing this. It's hard. So I would say that's the most toughest part of the process.
And then a couple skills you need to have is obviously communication skills and also listening skills as well.
Yeah, that's me all day. Like I love to listen. So
So you're a little bit of a therapist as well, too.
oh yes, I love it because I've always been the friend in the group that listened to everybody's problems. So it's only natural, like when I hear my clients tell me these things about their wardrobe, lifestyle, why they make the choices they make, and things like that. It's natural for me to listen to them. I have it. I have that ability.
Hey, and when you're going for job interviews, I'm not saying this is the only reason, but it can be a huge part why people sometimes don't get jobs, because you want to look professional. You don't want to go into a job interview wearing track pants or blue jeans on or whatever. You want to look professional, and I think it is important, especially for a job interview, to dress for success.
It is, and honestly, I'm glad that you brought up that point because most people don't know this, but when you're getting interviewed for a job, like they look at that, like they will not hire you for that role. I have a story of my own. I was actually interviewing for a role like years ago, and it was in Atlanta. It was when I wanted to move to Atlanta. And it was me and 2 other ladies. And I didn't have the qualifications for the job, but I went anyway, and I put on my best outfit. I was like the best dressed in there. And these ladies were more qualified, and I know because the person interviewing me told me, but they ultimately went with me. They didn't say why they went with me, but I would like to think it was because I presented myself well and I'm well spoken, but mostly because I presented myself well.
And like I said, I've had to do job interviews recently as well, and I really do think it's important. And I did find somebody here where I live to help me with some dress clothes, but I'll definitely have to keep you in mind as well. Have you done? I guess you haven't done Canadian orders yet.
No, I have not.
Okay. I'll be the first. But like I said, I like my hoodies, I like my blue jeans. But when you're in a work profession, especially what I'm doing in media, like when I cover pro sports teams, it's important to dress the part as well. And it shows you, it tells people that you're serious about your profession, and you're professionally about it.
It does. And also, like, it has a great impact on people remembering your brand business, the revenue that you make, which I know that's pretty shocking to most people. But yes, it does have a impact on revenue potential. It has a impact on retaining clients. Like, imagine you dressing nice and then somebody who doesn't really take their job seriously and doesn't dress nice. I want to go with the person that looks like a winner. I do. Like, it's something to brag about as a client. Like, my stylist looks amazing and stuff like that. It's good to say these things. Like, Chris, he looks amazing. I want it at all of our events. I want him there. So, it makes a difference.
Because I'll be honest, I covered a Canadian Baseball Hall event last year, and it was a great time and stuff like that. But in hindsight, I should have dressed a little bit better. I had my golf shirt on, but I should have had dress shorts or dress pants on. So this year, when I do the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame again in June, I'm going to make sure I'm dressed even more proper. Nobody said anything to me, but I kind of knew that I should have dressed up a little bit more for this occasion. So a learning lesson on my part.
And I'm pretty sure when you come back next year, it's going to be great and it's going to open so many opportunities.
How important as an entrepreneur is branding?
Oh my goodness. Branding, I would say that should be in the first few steps of planning your business. Like, branding is super important. As soon as you find out what industry you want to be in, what type of career you want to go straight into branding. You want to make sure you have your colors and stuff like that, logos and stuff like that. And as it relates to outfits and things like that, some ways that you can go about it is incorporating your brand colors into your look. And that helps people get familiar with your brand and things like that. And it's a lot of things that you can do. So branding is super important, especially if you want to stand out and find a low cost way of marketing.
Now, as for your business, Breyana, what percentage of it is it done online? And do you have clients that come to your office in person as well?
So I would say about 99% is done online. And then the small 1% is usually reserved for my clients in Tennessee. They usually like to do things in person and at their homes. So I will come to their homes if it's needed.
When you first started up your business, how important was it to have a strong support system with your family and friends?
Whew. It was, I feel like it was super important. I had somewhat of a support system, but I didn't have the strongest support system. So I think that, it's important to be self-motivated because, like, you're not always going to have that support. And even if you do in the beginning, it might not always last. So you need to be able to self motivate and then maybe even find like other entrepreneurs or people who admire business to rally around you and be your support system. It doesn't always come from family or maybe even friends.
Absolutely. And also mindset is huge, because you're going to get your mindset, because you're going to get your successes, but you're also going to have your, I don't call them failures. I call them setbacks, and
Mhm.
you learn not to take them personally, and you try to learn from them.
Mhm. I definitely agree. And I love how you say that they're setbacks and not failures. I think that's the perfect way to sum it up.
Because I know when I started this 4 years ago, I had a lot of setbacks and skeptics and naysayers, but I didn't listen to them. I blocked them out and kept working and working, and then eventually got a guest to come on, a female ventriloquist, a comedian from LA, Christine Barger, to come on, and then it just now I've had 330 guests the last 4 years on my show.
That is amazing. I'm so glad that you kept going. And
Well, thank you.
congratulations on the 341st episode.
Well, thank you so much, and congratulations on coming up to 8 years as well, being an entrepreneur. And you have to have one word I want to use here today is you have to have a passion for something, because the moment you don't have a passion for something anymore, then it's probably in the aspect time to move on to something else.
I do agree with you. If I didn't have passion for what I do, oh my goodness, I would have quit like so long ago. There would be no Style by Breyana. And it's that passion that keeps me going, because as a service provider, it could be hard to work with people sometimes. Like, I love all of my clients. I love everybody who thinks about working with me, but we as people can be difficult, whether that's intentionally or unintentionally. So you have to let that passion like kind of lead you in things. And business is hard too. Like, it's hard to run a business. I know that it's romanticized on social media and stuff like that, and maybe the good parts are shown more than the bad parts, but it is hard. So that pure passion has gotten me through like the business aspect for sure.
And promoting yourself on social media is a full-time job itself, because if you don't promote yourself on social media, nobody will even know about you. So it's that, to me, that's a lot of work doing that as well.
It is. It is.
And as for people, we're all creatures of habits too, and I'm guilty of it as well. But sometimes change can be scary, but change can also be it can be rewarding as well. And I've taken a lot of risks the last 4 years that I didn't do for the past 23 years. So when you start up a business, there is a little bit of risk involved. But if this is something you really want to do, you should go and do it.
I agree. Honestly, I feel like with anybody in any industry, like if you feel like you're called to do something or you just want to and you have a passion for it, it's really a disservice if you just sit there and just like, oh no, I don't want to do it. You could be helping someone. Like, if I didn't start my business like way back then, I wouldn't have helped so many people now. And it's such a rewarding feeling when I have clients like, oh my goodness, like you really helped change me, like things like that. That's what I work for and things like that. And anybody in any industry can do it. Like, Chris, you're changing lives now. Look at you.
Well, thank you. I'm just trying to prove to people that age is just a number. And I'm not saying I recommend doing my way, the self-taught old school way is the best way. But if you really want something in life, you gotta grind away at it, and you gotta show passion for it.
Just start.
There was something else I was going to ask you too, but I should have wrote it down on my mind. My memory, my long-term memory is good, but my short-term memory is starting to go a little bit. I'll have to work on that. So I'll remember. Oh, now I remembered. Now I remembered. I wanted to ask you this. As a stylist and image consultant, what are some of the most popular colors right now that people are wearing?
Red.
Red. Okay.
Red is the one for this season and to the end of the red. Put it in your closet, put it in your shoes, put it in your tie, put it red.
I do have a red undershirt on underneath this. So I was going to say red. Okay. So red's the top color. What are some colors that are kind of no right now that you look at?
I would say anything that's like super like muted. So we're in a weird period in the fashion era where it's just like on one half you have like the classic clean looks, like the neutrals, the beiges, the blacks, the whites, all of that, and that's coming back into play, which I love. That's my style. And then on the other hand, you still have it where it's just like, oh, we still want to be bold. So you have the reds that I told you about, and you have some of the brighter colors. So yeah, I would say like keeping it super neutral is probably a no-go, because we're in a brighter era. And even though I would say the only way that it's okay is if like you had the classic style and you were going for the more muted look.
And what are some other no-nos about dressing up nowadays?
I would say not wearing clothing that accentuates your body type. A lot of people don't know their body type, so they look in the media and see what's trending, and they're like, "Oh, I gotta wear that because I want to stay in the know," and things like that. But it's like every trend is not for every body type. So you could probably adapt to the trend, but you just have to figure out how to wear it for your specific body shape, or maybe you would like to, or maybe you should adapt another trend and not that specific trend, if that makes sense.
And I'm going to be honest with you on here. I lost weight before the pandemic, and then I put it back on. And sometimes when I get stressed out, some people turn to alcohol. I turn to food. And sometimes when you buy clothes, you tend to buy bigger clothes that cover up the weight gain. And the thing is, with dress clothes as well as regular clothes, you don't want to buy something that's too big on you, but you don't want to buy something that's too tight either. You want to have the right size look.
That is true. And I think that's it's important to figure out which areas you want to camouflage. So when people are working with me, I always ask them like, are there any areas that you want to camouflage or anything that you want to emphasize? Because like that way you don't have to wear clothing that's too big or too small. You can get your size, but we can do things to help, take attention away from the area, whether that's play with patterns, play with colors, things like that.
And I noticed when I got my dress clothes a couple weeks ago, the shirts that I bought, you don't even have to iron them anymore. You just wash them, you put them in the dryer for maybe 7 to 10 minutes, and then you air dry them the rest, and you don't even have to iron it. And I'm lousy at ironing, by the way.
It's fine. But those, you have gems in your closet. Like that is, I don't know, like that's the best thing you can have, like a no iron shirt or a no iron pant or anything like that. Those are gems. Honestly, I don't iron much either. I use my steamer just because I feel like it's quicker. I feel like it's better for the clothing and, it's more eco-friendly. So that's what I use. So that's a recommendation if you don't want to just like pull out the ironing board and, you know.
Yeah, never been good at that. I've been good at laundry, but yeah. But
Anybody can be good at a steamer for sure.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to try that one day.
Yeah.
How much do they go for, anyways? Normally, a
Oh
decent
my
one.
goodness. They're so affordable. Like there's some good ones for like $30. And they
Really?
last like a really long time. They have like very minor upkeep and they're amazing. Much better
I'm
than
I'm
iron.
ass- I'm assuming it'll be on that famous website, Amazon.
Yeah, there are plenty of them.
Okay, well, maybe I'll look into getting one. But hey, before we get to some more questions, you're still good for time, Breyana?
I am.
Is it okay if I show your little video clip that you sent me for your business?
That is fine with me.
And before we play it, would you like to promote your YouTube channel on here as well?
Oh, yes, I do have a YouTube channel. It is Styled by Breyana. And I do post, things that are going on with Styled by Breyana there, and I showcase my products.
All right, and we're going to play this clip right now.
Okay.
And please subscribe. Okay, 1 second.
I love that.
Could you hear that okay?
I didn't hear it on my end, but
Okay, that must have been on me, so I apologize.
you're fine.
But I do have another clip from your YouTube channel that I can play if you'd like.
Sure.
And since I have you on here, would you like to promote your website and your office phone number, which I have down here as well?
Sure. So my website is www.styledbybreyana.com. And there you can get premium garment care products, clothing products that last you for years, and also styling services with me. If you need to reach me, my number is 615-492-6423.
Okay, no problem. And give me a couple minutes and we'll play another. I always like to have a backup plan for videos as well. And this one I think will have volume on it. So I think the reason why the video that I played didn't have volume is I forgot to turn the audio tab. So even us professionals make mistakes from time to time as well.
You're so funny, Chris. Okay.
And you know what? In any career, nobody's perfect. You are going to make mistakes, but the main thing is how you learn from them. And the only way you grow in a business is to learn from your mistakes, and they do happen.
They do. And you have to pivot. You have to pivot.
Absolutely. And I want to ask you this next question, and then we'll play your other video from your YouTube channel. I was reading this up on your bio. Can you just tell my audience a little bit about your classic and timeless collection?
Yes. So I recently rebranded. So I'm excited about that. And I wanted to give everybody the opportunity to have clothing that's good for their skin, good for their wardrobe, meaning it would last them for years, season to season. And I also wanted to give them nice, clean clothing that would just, I don't know, they can wear to business functions, to work, and on the weekends. So there, I created the classic and timeless collection. And that's what it does, because many times people buy from these fast fashion brands, and that's cool if that's what you like, but it's not really healthy for the body. Like, they have toxic chemicals on their clothing and stuff like that. And I wanted to offer people an eco-friendly alternative to be healthy and also stylish.
And one thing I also wanted to learn too, in the past, I know I used to do this, try to save a few bucks on stuff, but you know what? You only get what you pay for, especially with clothing.
Chris, you are so right. Like, a lot of people think they're doing themselves a favor or doing good by, buying something that's like $10 or something like that, very cheap. And it's just like, it's really not good for you in the long run, because the cost per wear is literally like non-existent. So you can like literally put the shirt on, wear it, and then you throw it in the wash, and then it shrinks or it just rips up. And it's just like, it's really not worth like the $10-20 that you spent on it. Whereas if you bought like a, I don't know, $50 shirt, it's more premium, and it's just like, it feels better. It's probably better for you because it's made with natural fibers like cotton or something like that. And then if you throw it in the wash, it's just like, it's not going to shrink up, and then you can kind of keep wearing it with over time.
That's what's happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
Good advice. Good advice. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, seriously, I agree with you as well. Hey, I'm gonna show this other clip of you. It's from your YouTube channel, but it was from a couple years ago. But is it okay if I play it?
That's fine.
Okay. And again, where can people subscribe to your YouTube channel? Just trying to promote your business here.
Oh, thank you. So I am Styled by Breyana on YouTube. So you can just type that in and it'll take you right to my channel.
All right, and we'll play this clip on. I think this was from a couple years ago, but I still watched it on your YouTube channel, and thank you for letting me play it.
Thank you.
Let me know if you can hear the volume this time.
Okay. To you about our leather care kit. So our leather care kit comes with 3 wonderful items.
Good.
And the first one is our leather balm.
Perfect.
It is made with natural ingredients, and it's vegan, and it hasn't been tested on any animals. So a woo for that. The next thing is our natural sea sponge. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's made with natural materials, and it's used to apply the leather balm for a smooth application all throughout your garments. And lastly, we have the lint-free bamboo cloth, which is as soft as it looks. Like, it feels like cotton in my hand. It feels really good, and it's great for buffing your leather. So these 3 things come in your leather care kit and will help take your leather to the next level. So the reason why our leather care kit is like perfect for your garments is because it doesn't just cover and protect one specific garment. You can use it on your wallets, you can use it on a leather belt, you can use it on a leather purse. Anything that's leather, you can use this kit on, and that's what I love about it. Additionally, it protects your leather from like pollution and dirt and things like that, and water damage as well. So that's important, especially if you're going to spend like hundreds of dollars. You're going to want to keep your stuff protected. But my most favorite thing about this kit is that it makes your leather items last. And I'm not talking like 5 years, I'm talking like 10 to 100 years. Yes, 100 years, like 100, 100. Okay. So I literally gave you the cheat sheet in the description, in the product description, so that you'll know how much you'll need to apply, whether that's once a year or twice a year, depending on how much you wear your leather. Now, here's a little bonus tip for you. You can use this product. I'm going to show it again because I'm just proud of it. Yeah, you see this? You can use this product on faux leather. However, it will not work on all faux leather. It depends on what that faux leather is made of. So use it as your own discretion. But what it will do to the faux leather is not only will it rejuvenate it and give it a polished feel and a nice smell, but it will actually help it to last longer, as you probably would have guessed. Another and last great thing about this leather care kit is that it is the perfect gift. I'm talking about for older people. I'm talking about the ones that say, well, I don't want anything, this, and that. Okay, cool. A leather care kit is what you need though, because they typically have a lot of clothes and they need to care for those clothes, especially, if they're not going to accumulate more. So it's a great gift for them. It's also a great gift for dads because many times we want to buy them tools because we think that's what they want. Like they're men, they're like macho or whatever. No, switch up the game. Gift him a leather care kit, okay? Like surprise it. He's not going to expect it. Okay. And, men like to take care of their things, whether that's their cars, their clothes, they're all about that. So I'm telling you, he's going to be happy with the leather care kit. If you're a dad, give yourself with the leather care kit, okay? Because you deserve it. You're a rock star dad and you need this in your life, okay? I know I said that was my last point, but I do want to mention that although this is a small container, as you can see, a little goes a long way with our products. So this little container right here is going to last you a while. So don't fret about that. Nevertheless, add to your cart, increase the life of your leather, and enjoy the like rich, nice smell. Like I don't know, it's like a fresh new smell that it gives off. I think you'll like it. But yeah, add the leather care kit to cart. And I am Breyana Wright of Styled by Breyana, and I had so much fun explaining this product to you. Bye.
Thoughts on that? I guess that was from a few years ago.
I am so animated. I'm just sitting here watching the video. I'm like, because it's been a while since I've seen it. So I'm just like, wow, I am so animated. It was funny, but it was very informative. Oh my goodness.
When you first started your business, were you a little uncomfortable speaking publicly, or is this something that you've always had a natural talent for?
I would say I always had a natural talent for it. I'm one of those people that I don't care if I'm awkward or what people think about me. So it was never really, something that was a fear of mine or anything. So it was kind of natural. Yeah.
How much has the industry changed in the last couple of years, and how important is it to adjust to the industry? As it's like what I'm doing with radio and media, things are changing all the time.
Oh, yeah. The industry has changed a lot. When COVID came, a lot of stylists were doing a lot of in-person things and fashion shows, prior to COVID. Then when COVID hit, it was just like they didn't know what they were going to do. However, in that moment, it was so funny because like I had already planned to go virtual with my business because I wanted to work from home. So it was the perfect pivot for me. And then I found like, probably maybe 6 months to a year in COVID, like a lot of stylists started trying to go to the virtual space. So, virtual styling was birthed and it became a thing. And it's still a thing now. Like I see a lot of stylists still offering remote services. So yeah, that was one of the major changes that happened in the fashion industry.
To be honest, I'm thankful for this technology and doing things virtually. But for me, getting clothes, I need to have somebody with me and be physically at a store to pick out clothes. I know you can do it online and do it on Amazon, etc. But to me, I'd rather have a human element and be in a store physically.
And that's a good thing to know about yourself. Like that helps when it's time to choose a stylist because you'll want somebody who can actually be there physically with you. And that will make you feel comfortable and it will probably make your experience better. So knowing little things like that is super important.
I was gonna say, and it's never probably a good idea to go shopping with a family member. I think it's important to go with somebody that will be objective and be honest with you.
Yes, you definitely need that in a fashion stylist because, even though family is like, "Oh, I won't be biased," they could be a little biased because their intention is not to hurt your feelings and things like that. And a stylist isn't either, but they know how to say it in a way to kind of get you to see the bigger picture.
Next thing I wanted to ask you, Brianna, how important is it to have the right shoes with the right outfit?
110% important. The shoes are like the most looked at piece of the outfit. I have gone out in public and all I do is outfit watch. I'm going to put myself out there and say that I do. And I outfit watch and it's just like I'll look down the outfit. I'm like, wow, this is great. They did a great job. Then I get to the shoe. What are you doing? Like you just messed up the whole outfit with the shoes. So the shoes are definitely important. They will
I've
break
been
your.
I've been guilty in the past of that too. To have the right outfit, but not the right shoes. That's why I wanted to bring that up with you as well.
Super important, Chris. Pay attention to the shoes.
Also, do you do a little bit of in-person shopping, or is your business mainly online most of the time?
So I do mostly online shopping for my personal shopping service. It's actually been years since I've done in-person shopping, but I feel like that's about to change soon because I'm getting a lot of requests for in-person stuff. So
Yeah, because I'm that 2 years where we had to shut down, especially here in Canada, it was hard. Like I got through it doing my media work, and I'm thankful for this technology, but I kind of do miss being around people again and being out and about.
yeah, it's nothing like a nice person-to-person connection.
Absolutely. And I've learned to do live in person interviews now too. When I'm at sporting events, I have my little microphone. I bought one
I
of these
saw
small,
that.
yeah, mini microphones from Amazon, and
Mhm.
it's great quality and it gives me more professionalism. And you have to think on your feet more. When I do this show with my guests, I have time to prepare and write stuff down.
Mhm.
But when you're doing a live person interview, you have to think on your feet. And I'm sure you have to do that sometimes as well with your business.
Oh, yes. Actually, that happens in my consultations. So, whenever someone wants to work with me, they have to do a consultation just so I can assess their needs and put together the best style plan for them. And it's like when you're creating this style plan, it's like live. Like, I'm not, saying, oh, I'll get back to you in 24, 48 hours. So, I literally have to take whatever this person has said to me, process it into my mind, merge it with my expertise, and create a plan on the spot. So it's not something that I can prepare in advance. And it does take a lot of thought and strategy.
What's the average time for a consultation?
I
Approximately.
usually I usually reserve an hour for my clients. That way they don't feel rushed and they can ask all the questions that they want. And, if they don't really understand the plan or understand like what styling is or whatever the case may be, we have that time without feeling rushed. But usually on average, it takes about like 40 minutes.
40 minutes. Do you use Zoom or StreamYard or Zoom?
I use Zoom.
Zoom, okay. I've used it too, but for my platform here, I use StreamYard because it's user friendly and there's no downloading it as well. But Zoom is a good tool as well.
I like this platform. It's very nice.
And I knew you were from Nashville, so I put Nashville in the background. I do that with all my guests.
It feels like home.
Yes, I try to make my guests feel like home here as well. And I just got to plug my radio station. Live with CDP Sports Talk is on radio station WQEE 99.1 FM, weeknights from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes I do go over an hour, so don't tell my station manager.
It's just between us.
Definitely. Hey, you got time for a couple more quick questions, Breyana, and then we'll wrap this up?
I am ready.
Okay. Can you tell my audience a little bit about your online personal styling services that you provide?
Yes. So I provide private styling services. And they cover a wide range of things. So I do everything from handling people's business trips to personal shopping to building out their entire brand image. Like I'll literally redo their wardrobe, give them the layout for their style. And then I do things like style them for one-time events as well. So really caters to all aspects of the entrepreneurs and career professionals journey. Everything that I offer is everything you're going to need at one point. So that's typically what my services are about. And then I'm also, which I'm going to pay more attention to it in 2024, but I also have Style University, which is like for people who may not be able to afford private styling services, but they can still get the style help that they need. So it'll have like wardrobe planners, DIY guides, and things like that that you can do at home and at your own pace.
All right. I'm not sure. I can't remember if we talked about this or not, but can you just mention to my audience what a premium garnet care product?
Yes. So I have a line of premium garment care products, and that's things like stain removers. I have vegan stain removers. I have the leather care kit that video that we just saw. That was so funny. I have that. I'm going to be having steamers soon. I only told that to you, Chris, so you got the exclusive. And just things to help your clothing last from season to season and keep them in the best shape as possible so you can get the maximum lifespan.
Absolutely. Okay. I appreciate you doing that. And now this one, I had this question I wanted to ask you as well, Breyana. What was it like being featured on major media outlets such as Time, Medium, Bustle, Yahoo, MSN, Zoe Report, Bridges, People, and Women's Day magazine? What was those experiences like?
My first word was overwhelming, but I don't feel like it was overwhelming. It was just a wow experience. Like, for lack of better words, I was just like, wow, like it's Time specifically. Like, I grew up like looking at the Time magazines every time we were in the store, and I would just like be fascinated with the magazine. So to be in the magazine that I like loved so much growing up, it was just like, no way. Like, I actually had a joke when I told everybody that I was featured there. I was just like, I thought it was a scam, because I did think it was a scam. I was like, no way. But it's great to be acknowledged as a style expert for these big outlets, because, like, they report on some of the hottest fashion news and trends. So I was happy to be a part and lend my expertise.
You're going to have to expand to Canada, and also you're going to have to add to your bio that you've been featured on Live with CDP Sports Talk radio and podcast.
Yes, I'm going to have to add it, and I am.
And I'll send you all the links as well. And hey, a guest makes a podcast radio show. I'm just the host, so I've been very fortunate to get so many great guests the last 4 years. And my show is becoming more diverse too. I'm not just I love my sports, but I want to also show the radio and to my guests that I can talk about other subjects than sports. I just don't want to be a one-trick pony, and that's important in any business too. You want to be able to multitask and be able to learn as much as you can.
That is true. Like that's when I expanded on Style by Breyana from a mere boutique to something bigger. I didn't want to just be put in a box. Like I wanted it to still be fashion, but I wanted to be able to help in multiple ways. So I definitely get what you're saying there.
How satisfying is it to help? You obviously work with men and women. What kind of a satisfaction is it when you get somebody the right outfit and they really enjoy it?
It's unexplainable because it's just like I see their reaction because I work from within their closet. So I'm not really the stylist that tells you like, hey, you need to go buy this. I'm like, what do we have in the closet? And it's just like, most times you think you don't have anything or that it's outdated, you can't wear it anymore. So it's like when I take that piece that they said was ugly and then I make a nice little outfit out of it, and they're like, oh my gosh, like this is mine? Like, no way, that's that old shirt that I didn't like. Like, it's a satisfying feeling. And it's also satisfying when they go out to these events or they're working with clients and they're like, wow, like they want me back because I looked amazing, or like I actually got the sale because like I presented myself well. Like I will never get tired of hearing stuff like that.
Okay. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't had a suit in 15 years. So when I'm ready to get a suit, maybe I'll have to I'll have to come see you or talk to you about getting the right suit as well in the future.
Hey, I'm here to help.
I have a friend in Windsor and he's a suit guy. He must have 40 suits. He's a professional broadcaster. His name's Aaron. He's a good guy and he knows how to dress for success, and I should actually connect you with him as well.
I like him already.
Definitely. And I will promote your business as much as I can and on all my radio stations and social media as well. Now, final question before we wrap this up. Are you okay for a few more minutes?
I am. I'm actually sad it's the final question. I'm having fun.
Okay. Hey, when I first started my show, it was 30 minutes live with CDP. And then I was so lucky with my guests, I got rid of the 30 minutes because most of my shows are usually 45 minutes to an hour. And I love having great conversations.
Me too.
Can you just tell my audience, both watching live streamed on 6 platforms and on audio platforms, about all the services you offer at Style by Breyana?
Yes. So we have private styling, which is, what most people know me for. And that's where we work one-on-one together to build out your look, whatever that may be, either short-term or long-term. And then I also have premium garment care products for those that need to freshen up their wardrobe and keep it looking nice. So this is ideal for really everybody because everybody needs to take care of it. But especially if you invest in quality items or you don't have like the budget to really work with a stylist, but you want to make what you have work, I would definitely recommend garment care products. And then I have the classic and timeless boutique, which has clothing that you can wear from season to season that's actually good for your skin, and promotes an eco-friendly way of life. So you're not putting those harsh chemicals on your body. Your clothing's actually going to last and you're going to look good doing it. And last but not least, I have Style University, where you can learn how to dress better and get better with your style, but at your own pace, and still kind of have that stylist support.
And when you look good, you feel good. It also helps your self-confidence too. I really believe that.
It does. Honestly, like when I'm doing interviews, I make sure that I look presentable. I feel like I look presentable today. I feel so confident. I'm just
You
ready
look good. You look good. I shouldn't have worn my hat, but I had a bad hair day, so I had to wear the hat.
That was actually smart. When I have bad hair days, I put on a hat too.
Really? Wow.
Good job, Chris.
Well, yeah, I do have pictures of me without a hat on, but yeah, I just was having a bad hair day, so I just put on the white hat to match the dark blue shirt. Do try to match my colors up.
It fits your sports themed show too. So you did a great job.
Thank you so much. And this one, I always ask my guests at the end of our shows, what are some fun facts about yourself, Brianna, that people don't know about?
Oh my gosh. I don't know if they're fun, but let's give it a try. Um, looking at me, I don't think most people would know. I'm a gamer. Um,
Really?
yes, I don't do anything professionally. I don't have like a stream setup or anything, but
Okay.
I do game and I game pretty hard. Mhm.
Wow. And I want to ask you this as well. Do you have a favorite Christmas movie, favorite music, and favorite food? And what do you like about Nashville, Tennessee the most?
Okay, I guess I'll start with Nashville. I like Nashville for the food. Like, this is one of the places where you can go, and if you're a foodie, you'll never get bored. It's like a new restaurant opening up every week. There's so many different restaurants here. Like, I've lived here all my life, and I haven't even touched a portion of our restaurants now since it's become a hot commodity here. So I would definitely say the food. As far as my favorite food, unfortunately, I don't have one. I really don't. Um, I don't have a favorite Christmas movie. Yeah, no.
Okay. And what about favorite music? Do you have music that you like? Favorite artist?
I don't have a favorite artist, but I am honestly something unique about me is that I am becoming well-rounded in music now. I used to just like a specific genre, but now like I'm all over the place. Like I've really been into like the symphony type of music lately. It's really nice. Like, yeah, so I'm well-rounded.
Do you have singing ability? I know I don't. I emptied out a bar in New York 4 years ago when I did karaoke, and the owner's like, "Don't ever do it again." I'm like, "Okay." Thankfully, I had a few drinks in me and was able to walk back to my hotel room. But yeah, I don't have any musical ability. My God given ability is the ability to talk.
That's a great ability. But I do have a singing ability. Fun fact, I guess I should have said that. Basically, my whole family can sing. Mhm.
Who's the best singer in the family?
Oh my goodness, like, you would start an argument if they heard you. I don't know, everybody's so talented. I don't know.
And as for Christmas music, movies, I like Home Alone 1 and 2 and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Ooh, classics.
And my favorite Christmas character is the Grinch.
I never begged you for the Grinch. That was a surprise. That was a
See?
surprise.
And my favorite colors are red and blue, by the way. Red and blue are my favorite colors.
Can you guess my favorite color?
I'm going to go with pink.
Yes.
I,
It's pink.
I really pink.
It's pink.
Oh, wow. Okay. And we're going to wrap this up. I could talk to you 3 or 4 hours, but where can my audience live streamed in audio and on WQEE 99.1 FM, a cheap plug there. Where can my audience follow you on social media and your website? And again, how to contact you by email and your office number. And I do have it on the ticker below as well.
Thank you. So on social media, you can find me mainly on Instagram at Styled by Breyana. That's where I'm active most of the time. My website is www.styledbybreyana.com. So come into my virtual office and say hi. I don't bite. And if you need to contact me outside of social media, my email is styledbybreyana@gmail.com. And my office number is 615-492-6423.
Okay, and I'm really glad that we met on Instagram, and it's just amazing how many wonderful people I've met over the last 4 years doing this show, and I definitely want to say thank you again for coming on here today, and I had a great time speaking with you and getting to know you and about your business as well.
Thank you. It was such a pleasure to be on here. You're so easy to talk to. I felt at home. It was great. And I truly support what you're doing.
Okay, and I will definitely let you know when I will do visit Nashville, Tennessee. I know my mom wants to go to Graceland. Have you been to Graceland yet?
I have not, but I've
No.
seen photos and it's beautiful.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely gonna let you know when I do come down to Tennessee. I've been to more states in your country than in Canada as well. So I need to do more traveling in Canada and also in your state in your country as well.
Yes, do. Please do.
All right. Well, hey, Breyana, I want to say thank you so much for coming on live with CDP Sports Talk today and give me a little bit of time tonight, and I will send you an audio and video version of this episode as well, and a link to my radio station when it airs tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
Perfect. I can't wait to share.
And I got one comment before I go, and this is from Ray. He's got a podcast show, No Huddle Football News. Hello, everyone. Ray's a good guy, too. Thanks, Ray, for watching as well.
Bye, Ray.
All right, Breyana. Again, thank you for coming on my 341st episode today. And I want to wish you continued success. And we'll definitely keep in touch with you on social media as well.
Okay. Wishing you success as well. Bye, Chris.
Thanks, Breyana. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed season 7, episode 11, with my guest today, Breyana Wright. She's a certified wardrobe stylist and professional shopper and an image consultant out of Nashville, Tennessee. And you can email her at styledbybreyana@gmail.com, or her number is 615-492-6423 is her office number, or you can check out our website, styledbybreyana.com as well. Before we wrap up this show as well, guys, my next episode, season 7, episode 12, live with CDP Sports Talk, brought to you by Barry Cullen Chevrolet dealership here in Guelph. Thursday, December 7th at 4 p.m. Eastern with Toronto Blue Jays center fielder Cameron Eden. I had the pleasure of meeting Cameron last year when I was doing media work for the Buffalo Bisons. I did an interview with him on the field, and Cameron Eden was drafted by the Blue Jays in 2019. And this year they called him up in September, where Cameron got his first major league hit and then scored his first major league run. And Cameron also broke a Buffalo Bisons modern day record with 54 stolen bases last year for the Buffalo Bisons. So if you're a baseball fan, a fan of the Toronto Blue Jays, Buffalo Bisons, a first-class organization, I hope you guys can tune in to Live with CDP Sports Talk this Thursday, December 7th at 4 p.m. Eastern with Cameron Eden, and I'm looking forward to speaking to him as well. And baseball season training camp's not that far away, coming up in February as well. As always, Live with CDP Sports Talk, a weekly sports and entertainment talk show hosted by yours truly, Chris Pame, is on weeknights from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern on WQEE 99.1 FM, The Key, the home of Southern sport and talk, the heartbeat of Atlanta. Our radio station's website is wqeefm.radio12345.com. Live with CDP Sports Talk is live streamed on these platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Twitter /X, I still call it Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn, and also on the Small Talk Podcast Facebook page as well. Also, you can check out my website at beacons.ai/Chris D. Pame. All my media work and all my previous radio podcast shows are on beacons.ai/Chris D. Pame. Live with CDP Sports Talk is brought to you by Barry Cullen Chevrolet here in Guelph at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall. Check out barrycullen.com for the newest selection of new and pre-owned GM vehicles, or give them a call at 519-824-0210. Or email them at info@barrycullen.com. And speaking of Barry Cullen Chevrolet, if you purchase a set of 4 winter tires right now, you can get up to $125 in rebates from tire manufacturers, depending on them. More information at barrycullen.com as well. All right, guys. And also, As always, you can follow me on TikTok at Live with CDP. If you want to check out my latest player, coaches interviews, and my media work and my Philadelphia Eagle game previews and post game stuff, check me out on TikTok at Live with CDP. StreamYard is the official live stream provider of Live with CDP Sports Talk. If you're into podcasting or webinars such as myself, check out StreamYard.com. Live with CDP Sports Talk, the audio version is available on iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Spotify for podcasters, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, Spotify, Castbox, LinkedIn, Pandora, and tuned in and on weeknights at 8 o'clock on WQEE 99.1 FM. You can also email or text Live with CDP Sports Talk at cpame19@gmail.com, or you can text the show at 519-820-7188. Any comments, questions, suggestions, feedback would be greatly appreciated as well. And I have comments from Ray. Have you ever seen a styled Titans player before? No, I have not, Ray. I hope you're doing well, and thank you so much for coming on. And Ray has his own podcast show, No Huddle Football News. It's on YouTube as well. Appreciate you watching this as well, Ray. And before we wrap this up, guys, just 1 second before we wrap this up, I have some news here today, and I'm going to share with you some CFL news, by the way. Hamilton Tiger Cats this afternoon. This is from Rick Zamperin from CHML 900's Twitter account, and Rick is well informed with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. The Hamilton Tiger Cats of the CFL announced restructuring football operations structure, with Orlando Steinhauer is now going to be the president of football operations. Ed Harvey is going to be the Hamilton Tiger Cats' new GM in 2024, and the Tiger Cats are going to announce a new head coach by the end of this week as well. Orlando was their head coach for the last few years as well. And some NFL news: the Eagles signed linebacker Shaquille Leonard yesterday, who was just released by the Indianapolis Colts after the Eagles were beaten badly by the Niners 42-19. So hopefully Shaquille Leonard can add depth and some talent to that linebacker core. And the Eagles are playing the Dallas Cowboys this Sunday night, 8:20 on Sunday Night Football. Dallas is 9-3, Philly's 10-1. This is going to come down to the NFC East Championship to win that division with this game, as far as I'm concerned. And also Thursday Night Football at 8:15, we have the battle of the 2-10 Patriots against the Steelers, who are 7-5. It's going to be most likely Bailey Zappi for the Patriots and Mitchell Trubisky, the former Bill quarterback, for the Steelers. Kenny Pickett's going to be out a while with an injury as well. Pittsburgh 7-5. They're in the playoff hunt, and the New England Patriots are out of the playoffs again. Before we wrap this show up, guys, the post-Brady era in New England. Let's see. 2020 they were 7-9, out of the playoffs. 2021 they were 10-7. They made the wild card and lost to Buffalo 47-17. And then the Patriots last year were 8-9, missed the playoffs. And this year, 2023, they're 2-10 and they're out of the playoffs. So 3 times out of the last 4 years, they've missed the playoffs, which hasn't been seen in New England since the early 90s. And in 62 regular season games without Tom Brady, under Cam Newton, Mac Jones, and Bailey Zappi, the New England Patriots in the regular season, after 62 games, 27 wins, 37 losses. 27 wins, 35 losses, minus 8 games under 500. And they've only played 1 playoff game after Tom Brady, and that was to Buffalo a few years ago, and they lost that as well. So overall, 27-36. There's a lot of heat on Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. I didn't think they were going to make the playoffs this year, but I didn't think they were going to be as bad as a 2-10 team. But this game Thursday night, I don't think you're going to see a lot of scoring between the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers, to Mike Tomlin's credit, Mike Tomlin's done a hell of a job with the Steelers, and the Steelers have a chance still to get into the playoffs as well. And the Buffalo Bills, 6-6, take on the Kansas City Chiefs, who are 8-4, coming off another loss to Green Bay and Jordan Love on Sunday. Nice to see the Packers start winning again. They're 6-6. They're in a playoff spot, and Matt LaFleur and the Packers coaching job, Matt LaFleur and the Packers coaching staff have done a great job in developing Jordan Love, who's turning into a franchise quarterback with the Green Bay Packers. So don't count the Green Bay Packers out of the NFC playoffs yet, who are 6-6 as well. And we have NHL tonight to wrap up the show. The Red Wings and Sabres at the KeyBank Center at 7:30. Patrick Kane will not be in the lineup tonight, and Dylan Larkin doesn't look like he'll be playing either for personal reasons. But the Red Wings are playing really good hockey this year. Buffalo's struggling, so hopefully the Wings can get a win and 2 points tonight in Buffalo, which has always been a tough place for the Detroit Red Wings to play again as well. I want to say thank you so much again to my guest, Breyana Wright, who's a certified wardrobe stylist and personal shopper and an image consultant for her own company, Style by Breyana. You can check out her website, styledbybreyana.com as well. Thank you so much for coming on. And again, Live with CDP Sports Talk is brought to you by Barry Cullen Chevrolet here in Guelph, and weeknights at 8 on WQEE 99.1 FM. I hope everyone has a great afternoon, great evening, and hope everyone can tune into the next episode of Live with CDP Sports Talk again Thursday, December 7th at 4 p.m. Eastern with Cameron Eden from the Toronto Blue Jays. Thank you, everyone, for watching and thank you, everybody, for watching and listening to Live with CDP Sports Talk today. And we'll talk to you on Thursday afternoon.